Alright, I am back. This is part 2. So, if you haven't seen part 1, go watch that. Next thing, protein bars. Yeah, for the most part, I agree with the complaints of protein bars. Most of them are glorified candy bars. They've got a ton of calories, not a lot of protein. The protein source, if you look at what it is, it normally isn't like whey protein. It's normally not the greatest forms of protein. They pack in a lot of sugar. Some of them like hide cornstarch in there. Normally high in carbs. They're just normally not the greatest thing. I make exceptions on rare occasion. Normally those exceptions are Quest bars. The reasons I'm okay with these, they stick, most of them, stick to the 10 to 1 rule. So the brownie ones are really the only ones I eat. I have some issues. Some of the flavors have cashews or cashew butter in them, so I can't have them. So these ones are safe with me. I stick with them mostly. They have 170 calories, 20 grams of protein, so that sticks to the 10 to 1. It has 24 carbs. Yes, high, I understand. But 19 of them are from fiber. So, like, good carb versus bad carb, I'd rather have the fiber carbs as compared to another bar that has cornstarch or other various things. And the fiber helps keep me regulated. So, if there's any ever issues, you know, it's because I haven't had a Quest bar in a while. So, yeah, I do make exceptions for Quest bars. For the most part, though, I do agree protein bars in general are not the greatest life decision. Be smart about it. End of story. Also, on the topic of keeping things regular, and this may or may not be true, but popcorn will clean me out, like, not like crazy, but like it helps. I think it's probably the fiber. But yeah, okay, so yeah, lots of carbs. I understand that. It's corn. It's starch. This is the 100-calorie bag. I won't finish this whole thing. I'll split it in half or something. Maybe sometimes I'll finish the whole thing. But yeah, normally split it in half, eat half of it. It is very much so a treat when I want something crunchy, when I need to take a poop, whatever reason I'm using that day. But I'm doing the Back to Basics Transformation Academy, and this was what I gave up for the 40 days. So there won't be any popcorn anytime soon, but I do, on occasion, have popcorn. This is a big one for me, and I think this is really the main reason I wanted to make this video. I can't believe I didn't do this first. This is parts of my array of pork rinds. Like, there's a whole cabinet full. So, pork rinds. First, I'm going to read something here from menshealth.com. And it says, pork rinds. Why you think they're bad? These puffy snacks are literally cut from pig skin, then they're deep fried. Yeah, completely true. Why they're not. A 1-ounce serving contains 0 carbohydrates, 17 grams of protein, and 9 grams of fat. That's 9 times the protein and less fat than you'll get in a serving of carb-packed potato chips. Even better, 43% of a pork rind's fat is unsaturated, and most of that is oleic acid. I never know if I'm saying that right. The same healthy fat found in olive oil. Another 13% of the fat content is stearic acid. Yeah, again, have no clue if I'm saying that right. A type of saturated fat that's considered harmless because it doesn't raise cholesterol levels. So yeah, not the worst fat in the world. I also don't think fat in general is like something that needs to be completely avoided. Another topic for another time. Zero carbs, it makes me happy because I do try to keep my carbs lower than I see most people. Well, I don't want to say most people, but some people think that I keep them really low. And they have protein. So, no, it is not a complete protein, but that does not mean that your body can't take the amino acids from other things that you're consuming and use them to make it a complete protein. It's not a complete waste to eat something that is not a complete protein, as long as your diet is not consistent or is not entirely made from that food. So if I ate nothing but pork rinds, no, my body would not be using much of that protein because it's not a complete protein. But because I don't just eat pork rinds, my body can use amino acids that I consume from other foods to make it a complete protein and use it properly. So there's like two kind of like three kinds, I guess you'd say. Like there's like the big poofy ones, the like tiny, really crunchy little strips, and then the like in between, like these are kind of poofy, but they're also really crispy hard. These ones mostly I'll use like just if I want something like really crunchy to crunch on. Not really useful for much else. I like the little strips that they're hard, harder than the poofy ones for just snacking on, or to use for like chicken or tuna salad, because you can like scoop up chicken or tuna salad. So I'll use it as like a cracker replacement. And I'll also use the big poofy ones the same way, just you can't really scoop with them because they'll break. You just kind of like plop meat on top. But yeah, I'll definitely use them as cracker alternatives. And also the big poofy ones, if you break them up, you can use them as a replacement for breading or breadcrumbs in meatballs, etc. That's actually my plan for today, so there might be a recipe up on my blog later if it's not horrible. So, pork rinds, protein, no carbs, give you the crunchy thing if you need something crunchy, if you just are sick of eating your chicken or tuna salad without something besides a fork. I don't think they're evil. You do have to be careful with them because the serving size is a half of an ounce. Now, oh man, I had half an ounce. Yeah, I had measured out half an ounce to show you, and then I ate them. So, okay, so weigh them out. It's 14 grams. Most of them are serving size of half an ounce. These ones are an ounce, but like the calories are double. So, you know. Pay attention to your serving size, weigh everything out, and honestly, they're so light that, like, half an ounce is a fairly decent amount of pork rinds. You don't really think that you're, like, getting this tiny little serving. I had, I think it was about a 5 by 5 container, and it had, like, a one layer, like it was a solid bottom layer. 5 by 5 was how many pork rinds. So, you know. Oh my god, I have to put this in the one video. I'm not making this a 3-parter. Okay, so now these are the carby things. Now that I just did my no carb spiel on those, these are the carby things that I do consume from time to time. Cocoa Light. These are the onion ones. I get the whole wheat ones too. Also good for something crunchy. A lot of times I will use them as like a cracker for the Laughing Cow Light, like spread the Laughing Cow Light on it, or like use it to just take it out. So one of these has 16 calories and 4 carbs. So 4 carbs, kind of hefty. 16 calories, not so hefty in the calorie department. So if I'm low on carbs for the day but high in calories, valid option, as opposed to the pork rinds, which is going to give me more calories, less carbs. So it's about balancing out my days and figuring out what I can and can't do. If I need something crunchy, do I need more calories and less carbs, or do I need less calories and more carbs? Not that I really ever need more carbs, but do I have the room for more carbs? Not really much of an excuse for these, besides the, like, I want a crunchy snack. These are the Wonder Slim Snackos. I have the Wonder Slim, no, not Wonder Slim, Snackergy Zippers and the Healthwise protein chips. So all of those various products kind of run around the same 120 calories, 12 to 13 carbs, 12 protein. They tend to stick to the 10 to 1 ratio, but normally sit up around 13 or so carbs. You know, not for an already high carb day, but also not a horrible option if you have room for some carbs in your day. These, I was doing Healthwise for a long time for my cracker kind of substitute. So those are good for that. These are good just more like snacking, because they're like Cheerios. But yeah, protein chips, not an everyday thing, but they are a valid option in my eyes. This is something I've been doing recently. I just got these Fin Crisp. There's these little rye crisps. I will use the Laughing Cow Light, spread them on one of these, or add some kind of meat on top of it too. Just, you know, this doesn't have protein, but they're 20 calories each. So it's not like they're like magical or anything, but again, you know, it's about moderation. This is my new best friend. I do not eat cereal. I'm holding a box of cereal. I do not eat cereal. What I mean by that, I don't eat cereal with milk in a bowl. We are not allowed to have cereal. We are not allowed to have soup by my nutritionist rule, because it is the same thing as eating and drinking at the same time, and we do not do that. What I do use this for is adding into my Greek yogurt. If I eat Greek yogurt without anything in it, it does not fill me up. I'll eat a whole like 5.3 ounce container and like not really feel anything at all. It might take my hunger kind of away, but I'm not going to feel satisfied. It never really hits that point. So in order to make myself feel full, if I add in some shredded coconut and some special K protein, all of a sudden it really, really fills me up, and you know, that helps me out. So this has, for 3/4 of a cup, this has 120 calories and 10 protein, so it's almost up to the 10 to 1 ratio, and 19 carbs, 3 from fiber. That being said, I use less than a third of a serving of this, so I'm getting like more like a 1/4 of a serving, I believe it is, that I have weighed out. So it would be like 5 carbs and like 30 some calories. So yes, it adds some carbs, but it adds protein and it makes me feel full. So in that respect, I think it's worth it, because without having something in there, the yogurt's not going to fill me up, and that's just not worth my calories. So adding that in, for me, it's worth it because it fills me and keeps me satisfied. So yeah, those are an excellent choice for me. I'm going to wrap this up before 15 minutes. Make this a tag because I want to hear what you guys eat that you're not supposed to. Have a great day, guys.